Hello there, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to my crafting world. My name is Anna. So in my last video, I shared a card wallet that I had watched a video on. Her name is Rosa from Rosa's Creative Way. And she made two different ones, and I was asked if I could give dimensions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one with you guys today. This is the one with the accordion in it. So this one, I'll give you the dimensions and I'll cut it up and we'll put it together on video. So this is the first one that I made. And the second one that I made was this flat one. This one does not have the accordion. This one is flat. And yeah, this one opens up like that. And this one's the one we're going to make first. So I have already cut up the pieces that we're going to need and scored them. So for this one, this one is the base, and it is single-sided paper. This is going to be the outside. So this one is cut. I don't remember what Rose's dimensions were, but this one's the one I made. So this one is cut at 7.5 by 10.5. And I'm going to, I don't know if that 7.5 is correct. No, it's 7 by 10.5. Sorry, guys. That didn't look like 7.5 to me. Okay. So it's cut 7 by 10.5. And it is scored at 3.5 and 7.5. And so your shorter end is your bottom piece and your larger end is your top piece. So we fold it over. And then fold it over again, and that is your card. Okay, so I don't have to do anything to the front because the front already has a pattern. Let me plug in my glue gun. Hang on, guys. Okay, so I went ahead and plugged in my glue gun so it could start getting hot for the Velcro that we're going to put on here. Okay, so again, this is 7 by 10.5. It's scored at 3.5 and 7.5. Now, if you're going to use a paper with a pattern, you need to keep in mind where you want your pattern, how you want your pattern to lay. Now, this one has no particular border or anything like that, but the next one I'm going to use does have a border, so I had to watch for that before I scored. See, I had to, I had to pay attention to this because this is going to be my front flap. So I had to pay attention on where my score lines were going to be. So this is the first, this is the flat one. And then I open it up, and since it is, white from the inside, I wanted to cover some of that up. So what I needed to do were cut the inside panels for this one. And let me make sure I have them in order here. So this one is the center one. That one is going to go right here in the center. That one is 3 7/8 by 6 7/8. And all you have to do is cut that out and lay it down. Now you can go wider with this one. Let me see. Let me see which one this is. Yeah, it's the middle one. So you can go wider with that, but these are the dimensions that I had used for this one. And since this was pink, I did want more border showing on this one. So anyway, that's what that one is cut at. And this one is 3 1/4 by 6 7/8. This one is my top panel right here. Okay. Now the last panel, on the other one I didn't use a panel on this one, but this one is all white, so I wanted to put some color in there. So this one is my last panel. It's 2.5 by 6 7/8. So everything is going to be 6 7/8 wide. And this one is going to go right here, and it has more white at the bottom simply because I am going to put this strip to make that little pocket right here on the bottom. So I'm going, this one is cut at 1.5 inches tall by 6 7/8 wide. So I'm just going to put this one a little bit lower, and that is going to become the pocket. And then the pockets that go here are cut at, let me see, what are they? 1 3/4, this is a small one, 3 1/4 inch tall, and then 3 inches wide. And I scored at 1/8 of an inch right here. So this one we fold up, it becomes one pocket, and you can absolutely alter these pockets to be whatever size you want them to be. And then this one, and of course I cut the corners so that we wouldn't have all that bulk there, and it'll lay a little bit flatter. So we fold these, and this one becomes the other pocket. Okay, and yes, I had a credit card just to show you that it was gonna fit, and I don't know what I did with it. My desk is a mess, guys. This is the only area that's not a mess. But anyway, so yes, a credit card or a gift card will fit in there this way or even this way, but that's not what I'm going to use mine for, this one for. So yep, and those are the pockets. So one thing I was going to do with this one, and let me grab it real quick. I was going to punch out a half circle so that it is easy for people to pull out what I have put in there. So I'm going to cut that out just like that. And then I am going to cut a smaller one here. I'm trying to make them the same size. They're not going to be because the pockets are different sizes. But okay, so there is that. And that's what I am going to put on here. So let me go ahead and glue all this down, and I will return in a little bit. I did forget to tell you though that I did not use liquid glue just because I don't want anything to warp. I did use my ATC. So I just make sure that I run all along the edge and then put some in the middle. I'll do one panel with you, and then I'll do the rest off camera. I hope you can see this. And I get as close as I can to the edge, making sure that I don't go over, or I go ahead and fix that. And my tabletop is a commercial laminate, so I don't have anything that'll stick to it, so I can work right on my table. I love that. Okay, last strip here. I know that's hard for you to see because my lighting, of course you guys know my lighting is horrible. Okay, so I want to make sure the outside is not sticky. And then I go ahead and put a couple strips right there. Okay. So this is going to be my bottom panel. Let's see. And it is going to go up a little bit just because that strip is going to go down. And before you actually press, make sure you have it right where you want it. And I want it right below that score line because I don't want anything to interfere with the, you know, the closing of the flap. Okay. So, I just used a thinner tape runner for the edges, and this is the one that I used for these edges. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So all I did was, like I said, I used my ATG to put adhesive on the back of these panels, and I just pressed them down and they're good to go. And on the pockets I used the really thin, it is probably 1/16 of an inch wide tape, and and I put it down there. As you remember, I cut out the little circle so it's easier to slip things in and out. And then the let me get a piece of paper, and then the little pocket, again I used the same tear tape. And that's it. All that's left to do is we need to decorate the front, and I won't do that on camera, but and put on the Velcro. So I've cut a small piece of Velcro. My glue gun has been drying, getting hot. So I'm probably gonna put it about right here. So I open it up and determine where I want that Velcro to go. And so I'm gonna put it not too high to the top and try to center it the best as I can. And then I am going to add a hot glue to this side. It's probably off center a little bit. Okay, and then just close it up and it will stay where it's supposed to. Okay, let it cool down before I open it because I don't want to rip it off. Okay, and that's it, guys. That is the card wallet, and super quick. They do go really quick. This video is a lot longer than it needs to be. That's why I went off camera to glue it together. But it goes really quick once you get it down, and you can absolutely alter the measurements to fit whatever size you want it to fit. I'm not good at measuring. I'm really not. So when I need to measure something, I will, for example, if I was gonna measure a panel for the top, I would take this and I would see where I wanted my panel. I would draw a little line on this side because I would want, about that much border. So I know I'm gonna cut that way. And then I'd come over here and I would draw another line on this side, and then I would cut down, and that would fit perfectly on the front of this. And then, it would be 6 3/4 by, I can't see that, by 3 1/4, which is the measurements on the inside of the flaps. Okay, so this is probably dry. There we go, and there's your wallet, guys. Okay, let me get the other one ready. So I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I've already cut the pieces that I need for the accordion style wallet card. So here's what I have cut. This is going to be my top. This piece was cut at, oh, did I not write that down? It's 7 by 10.5. Let me make sure because I don't want to lie to you. 7 by 10.5. Yeah, okay, 7 by 10.5, and then I scored, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I scored at this way on the scoreboard at 3 1/8, which is the first score line, and then the second score line is at 3 1/2. And then I went down the scoreboard. Let me grab it real quick. And I went down the scoreboard, keeping in mind that I wanted this to be my top flap that you're gonna see. And then I went down and I scored at 7 1/8, which is that first tick mark, and then 7 1/2. Okay, so that is what creates your gusset. Again, I don't remember what Rose's measurements were. I think, they're pretty close if they aren't the same. So like I said, you can alter this to fit whatever it is that you need done. Okay, so we fold our crease lines, and then this one, and then this one. And since it is double-sided paper, I didn't bother to cut any other panels like I did for the other one, for the flat one, just because it's already a decorative inside. Okay, so the next thing that I cut was the accordion that's going to go on the sides. This one is cut 4 inches long, which is this way, and then 2 2/3 wide. So you want to make sure that this is not going to pass above your, you know, your front flap. You want to make sure that it's going to be either flush or just below. And you want to make sure it doesn't pass this first score line like that. Okay, so you make it, and she made it really easy. I'm glad she did it that way, because I would have done it separate. She did one whole, you know, the one whole strip, and then she cut it in half. So my half would be right here. So I am going to cut this in half. And that becomes your accordion, one accordion for each side. Okay, and I've already put some tape on that side. I need to put tape on this side. And I used a glue for the other one. I'm going to use tape just to be try to be a little bit quicker. I don't know if it actually is quicker, but I'm gonna try. And this one, put again that 1/8 of an inch tape. And I agree with her. I think that the liquid tape probably does much better at adhering. I always like to burnish mine down, and you can't do that once it's, well, I guess you could, once it's on the project. Okay, so there is one accordion, and there is the other accordion side. Okay, so the only other thing that I did that she didn't do was that centerpiece that separates, makes 2 compartments. So this one is cut at 2 3/4 inch wide on this side, and then long is 6 7/8 of an inch long. So I am going to put my little accordions on here. Off that tape, and I am going to put it on the front side first. I hope you guys can see that. Okay, right on the edge there. And I'm still going to burnish that down a little bit on this end. Okay. There's that one, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere this one on this side, just to make it a little easier on myself. Okay. And then I will burnish that down. And then I will remove the tape from this side and press it down. Okay, so this is where this one goes down on this side. And make sure that you go, you don't do it right on that score line. You have to go right above it. Try to make it as even as possible. I think that's pretty even. Press it down. And then this side. And then there you go. There's that side. So there you go, guys. That is the beginning. Okay, so now I'm going to put my little separator in there. And again, I put some tape on there. And I want to say the other one I also glued down. But anyway, so this I am going to put on that on that middle valley, and again on that middle valley. Push it down. Make sure they're even, and then press down. And then there you go. That is your little separator. Okay, now I am going to do our little Velcro. And she uses magnets on, I don't know if she uses it on all of them, but she uses magnets, which is an awesome idea, but I don't have any right now, so Velcro it is. I'm telling you, she's such an inspiration. I love to watch her channel. Okay, and then make sure this is even, and then let it sit. And I'm gonna decorate this one a little bit, so I am going to go off camera to do that. And there we go. Isn't that pretty? I love that paper. Velcro stuck on there real good. Okay, so there we go, guys. Okay, so let me decorate this and I shall return. Okay, so I added a little decoration to the front. I added this trim. That one comes from Hobby Lobby, and as does this little cord on the top, and I added some flowers. I don't know if you can tell, but I sprayed them with some of that glimmer mist, I think it's called. Anyway, so let me see if I can get that. Nope, I can't get it any better. So anyway, that was how you make these. At least that's how I make them. These are my dimensions, and you should go check out Rosa's channel. She makes some really amazing stuff. So with you today, I made this one, and then I made the flat one, and I had already shared this one and the other flat one. Excuse me, I just had some lunch and oh my gosh, it was so good. I had the best salad. Anyway, so that was my long tutorial for today, and I do have a message for one of my viewers, Ophelia. If you're listening and you're watching to the end, I am putting my email address in the description box. Email me and tell me which one of these you'd like. I would love to fill it up and send it to you. Just let me know which one of the 4 you'd like. This one is the Louis Vuitton with the flower trim. This one is the Louis Vuitton with the large flower. This is the green one with the bling. And this one is the shabby chic with the flowers. So lady, just let me know which one you want. I will fill it up with goodies and I will send it to you. It is totally my pleasure. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe on this video, or like this video, subscribe to my channel. And yeah, so when I talk, it's like I ramble and things just don't come out right. So anyway, excuse me, like and subscribe. I'd appreciate the support, and I will be talking to you guys later. Thanks a lot, guys.